Hello and welcome to the Second Row podcast. After a week's break, I am back. My name is Park O'Cally, aka the Second Row, and here to talk about all things Connacht and Irish rugby. Returning this week is Jason Finwall as Will needs a break. Jason, how are you getting on?
Not a bad, Park. How are you?
I'm good. Great weekend of rugby to get stuck into. I'm going to say it now before we get stuck in. The best weekend of Six Nations rugby ever, topping off the best Six Nations ever.
Oh, like what a tournament, what a weekend. I mean, we'll have a few things to talk about, considering all of that happened, and it'll be fun to talk about it, all
That's for sure. Before we get into it, we'll
right.
get into some the quick bit rugby news. For anyone who is interested in do more than the Six Nations, Portugal won the Rugby Europe final. I think it's the first time in a good amount of years that Georgia have been toppled.
Yeah, I mean, brilliant result, brilliant results for rugby, brilliant result for Portugal, considering we went there last year and had our record win ever. Um, and considering like all the players that retired after the last World Cup and then come back and beat Georgia, I think it's brilliant. It's great for the sport, great for Portugal, and long may it continue.
That's for sure. I don't know how much impact the other bit of news is that there are six
Yes,
players and a coach have been done for doping in
yes.
in Georgia. It looks quite systemic from that report, as in it's not just rugby, it's multiple sports. It's just such a big setback for a country looking to eat at the top table.
It is. I mean, for years, how many people have clamored for Georgia to join the Six Nations? Because they're next up. Because with Italy doing so bad, everyone's like, "Oh, just get rid of them and we'll bring in Georgia." Like, well, Georgia will be great. It'll increase their, rugby knowledge, increase their skill set, and then you have the report going, they're just doping. I mean, it's just going to put a kibosh on anything and a black mark on them, and in a way, rugby as well, which is always unfortunate to see.
Yeah, like it's not what we want to see in the sport, and
No.
I hope for Georgia's sake it's rooted out and they come back to the levels they were at. And
Exactly, exactly.
anything else we will say will more than likely call us to be liable and sued, and I don't have the
Of
money for
course.
that.
Neither
And
do I.
so yes, we were saying there is going to be a lot of URC chat, URC Six Nations chat, but we're going to kick off as I always do with the
Yes,
URC
of
and Connacht
course.
Rugby,
Woo.
and also the rugby who played also on Friday night. We'll start off with Connacht. 31-14 win against the Scarlets. That felt professional, workmanlike. A proper Lancaster team win.
It did, and like you were missing 18 players out of injury and international call-up.
Yeah,
I mean, if you had said Connacht a couple of years ago we're missing 18 players, there was no point tuning in to watch the match because you probably would be hammered 50, 60 nil. But
yeah, and
it
uh,
just shows the impact of Lancaster already that it's just like next man steps up, score the tries, play some lovely rugby, get the win, and move
I
on.
I think what was really good about it is that there was a sloppy start to that game. Like Connacht didn't
Yeah.
start well.
No,
They
no,
looked like a team that hadn't played a lot together, and
that's
like
understandable.
Scarlets are missing like 10 to international rugby at
Yeah.
least on top of their injuries.
Yes.
But the difference between the two teams for me was definitely the coaching.
Oh yeah.
Like Connacht defended really smartly. Did you notice, or was it just me, that they weren't always sending in a jackler? They're always kind of doing that little trick. You'll see a lot of people do it and like looking for a penalty where they put the hands on the person on the ground, looking for people to seal off. And Scarlets were sending two or three players to like make sure they weren't going to jackal. So suddenly, without having to do much, they're making Scarlets commit a lot of players to their own attacking rucks by keeping 13, 14 players on their feet the whole time. It just it just felt intelligent defensive in the phase play. And that's why they look so comfortable for me. If you looked at those Scarlets phases in attack, they just
Yeah.
looked quite comfortable defending them.
They did. They were just they, but like that's got to do with the coaching as well. I mean, they are being taught every day by an excellent coach about how to defend, how to attack, and they were, as you said, very comfortable. They weren't really stressed at times.
Yeah.
I know Scar scored a couple of tries, but like as you said, it was very workmanlike. It's just like we're here to do a job. Let's do the job.
As a forward, how inevitable did Connacht look when they were in that 5 meter channel? 5 meters out. It
Oh,
was it it's not as a forward. how good is that to see Connacht doing that type of stuff?
It's great. It's great to see. It is class that they're not like, oh, let's go out to the back straight away. They're just like, we'll hammer and we'll hammer and we'll hammer. And now it is, if Connacht get into the 5 meters, they're going to score. Like, you didn't have that in the past, but now you are, as the opposition team, getting very worried that they're going to score. And on top of that, I think Janssen is a fantastic player, and to have him 5 meters out, very cool. Like, he will do damage. Either he'll make tries or he'll score tries.
Yeah,
Which is excellent to see.
Janssen Boyle really standing up from really good performances. I think Connacht will be happy to have something to work on. There was that purple patch when Scarlett scored twice, like you said,
Yeah,
but it was a really sloppy streak. They switched off. I still think the Connacht kicking game isn't good enough. It's almost a bit headless at
yeah,
times, almost like it's kicking deep, and the chase isn't good enough, or
yeah.
the contest isn't good enough. It's really, really weird. And that second try, just slipping off tackles, which is very un-Connacht like this year. They've been sticking their tackles a lot. So
They have. I mean, you're like, even if you're being hammered, like a team is also going to get a purple patch, and Scarlets always have a history of running the ball, and they will always keep attacking, and eventually they'll score. Because as you said, it is like a very, very new team, and they didn't have played much together. Like, so you're going to switch off mentally for a few minutes. It's going to happen. You're going to slip off tackles, and you're thinking about the kicking game. I think Connacht's kicking game will change next year once Frawley's there, and I think Frawley will be the 10 of Connacht, and then that will have dead arguments for the Irish team. But I think that will change next year.
yeah, he'll definitely add a different dimension.
He will.
That's not in Ione's locker, and when you're relying on
No,
your 12 or 15 to be marshal the kicking game, it can work. It just doesn't work as fluidly
no, it doesn't. No,
as
no.
just in terms of that on the spot decision making to kick and where to kick
Yeah.
and changing the plan last second. As a member of the front row union, as a former tight head prop, is Smith Barrett allowed to call himself a front row after taking that ball from the 10-meter line, showing and going a 9, getting tackled, getting up
Thank you.
for the next phase and scoring? Is that allowed? Is he allowed in the front row union anymore?
It is the year of the prop. Honestly, it is just being funny to watch it and brilliant to watch it.
Reese Carey last week and now.
Oh, like, I just like, they're just going, and even the commentating team are just like, oh, it seems every prop is doing this now. And long it may continue.
um, I'm just gonna. I want to name check one of the subs who came in for Connacht because he
Yeah.
hasn't got a lot of time this year. Niall Murray, and his
Yes.
brother did very well for
Very
Ireland when he
well.
came on.
So we'll
He
talk
just
about him
feels like
later.
such an underappreciated player in Connacht. I watch him play and
Yeah.
go, he's great in the air, in the
Yeah.
line out. He's
Yeah.
great around the pitch. He carries well, he tackles well. He always has positive impacts. I just don't understand why he doesn't get more game time. Is it he's too similar to other people in that role? Or hopefully it's not something off pitch, or attitudes or anything like that. But it just feels like when you have a player who's able to have those contributions, the fact he doesn't play as much is weird to me.
It is, as you said, he's a good player. He's very, very dependable. Why he's not getting more game time? You could be saying, like, it could be off field stuff. We don't know because we're not partial to that information. Um, but I think that with the brother doing so well, I think that would be like, oh, hey, oh, Murray's brother. Okay, we'll get more game time as well because he's dependable too, and that might slowly then build up his repertoire.
Could
You
do, like,
know.
he's the older brother. It's odd
Yeah.
seeing your younger brother do so well.
It is exactly like Doug Bowes as well. And Munster have the same thing as well. How two
But
of them are so class.
it was a game that added to Connacht's injury rows, though. Finished the game with 14.
Yeah, yeah, but I know hopefully some of them will come back. And the internationals come back as well. So hopefully the injury concerns are not as severe. But I mean, it is the risk of rugby these days, unfortunately. Sometimes, and yourself when a team has a lot of injuries, it is a snowballing effect that normal players who don't get injured or people just get injured out of nothing happens as well. It just I know that from Munster because for 2 years the Munster injury update was just not fun to
Constant.
watch. Constant.
It was a cursed down.
It
It
was
was
cursed.
it was there was a curse
It was the curse. It was a curse. But but it also shows that the depth that Connacht now have. You know that 18 players weren't available, and then they all just stepped up again. And I know they have a few more injuries, but there's probably a bunch of other kids ready to go then as well, which is fantastic to see because you want all four provinces to be kicking ass.
Yeah, like you're talking, there's those four extra injuries from that. Five if you include Dennis Buckley
Yeah,
going off before the match even started. So that's adding to the 18 that's already out.
yeah,
But
exactly.
what really impressed me about that moment when going to 14 is Scarlets were hammering the door
Yeah,
in that last 5 minutes, 10 minutes
they were.
when we were down to 14. And Connacht went, no, we're just not gonna concede
Yeah.
here. Like, it was proper Gandalf, you shall not pass type
You
of stuff
shall,
there,
you shall not pass. And to link it back to this point to Leinster, like Leinster and Lancaster were just like, you're not going to score on us. You can hammer for 20, 30 phases, you're just not going to score. It is now, you can see it with him, with Connacht, already that they're going, no, you're not just not going to score. He's
Yeah.
just built that into the team already, which is impressive. Because he
Like,
doesn't have, he hasn't had a long time, but like it's great to see as well. They're just like that attitude of like, nope, come at us. Just keep coming at us. Come at me, bro. And you're not
I
going to
was
get it.
like, I was so happy to see that as a Connacht fan. I think that's what Connacht fans have been looking for
Yes,
this season. They were, especially last season, the year before.
absolutely.
And it's why, like, I put out when Rod Seeb said he was announced he was leaving, that we never saw the most out of his attack. I think that's why you're building a team to get to a point in defense where you're like, no, we're going to be hard to beat, and now
Yes,
we're going to be hard to beat, and we're going to be good on the front foot as
exactly.
well.
And that is the perfect storm. That's what
So
you
we
want.
might
That's
see
what every
more of
team
that.
wants.
We might see more of that attack now and that bit more flair coming through, because we're facing next week an Ulster team who look like a team who can score tries for fun, who really have a DNA in how they're playing. And before we talk about the Edinburgh Ulster match, a fan was ill before the end of that game last week.
Yeah,
They passed away.
oh,
Just our
it's
condolences
unfortunate.
to the Edinburgh supporters and friends and family of
Absolutely,
that poor person.
absolutely.
And we'll just take that there and just move and kind of move on into the game.
Yeah.
I I, I thought at 19-7 that Edinburgh, this was going to be one of those famous or infamous Ulster away losses.
Yeah. And like Edinburgh have some lovely players. I mean, they're missing a few as well from the Six Nations, and like they score some lovely tries. But I was watching going, no, this Ulster team right now, no, they're going to come back. They have so many ballers all over the pitch, even though they're even now, they're going. The amount of players from Ulster now supporting Ireland is increasing, which is great to see as well. But they're just Richie Murphy is such a good coach, and he's still something in them, and they're just going to go, yeah, we'll just go play our game, and before you know it, 2 3 phases, and they're down the pitch, and they're just banging in tries because they very good players, but also they very fast players as well, which is important as well in the age of the rugby that's being played now.
Yeah, and Zach Ward got his yellow card earlier on. It just felt like it was one of those days that
Yeah,
could get away from them.
could get away with it, and past Ulster teams, absolutely, we've seen it. We've
Yeah,
absolutely seen it.
we've seen it this year,
Yeah,
in all fairness.
we have,
But
but
it felt that what they found from those losses is that bit of patience. Once
yes,
Augusta scored that try before, 5 minutes from the break, felt like, oh god, no, it was very much we're in this game,
yeah,
and
yeah, it was
if
that
we
was an
just keep
important
doing
try.
what we're doing and don't force it,
Yeah,
the tries will come.
they will, and then you saw the tries that they did, like down between the handling and the support running is like they are frighteningly good. They really are, and like the wingers, like I'm a big fan of Ward. I think he's a cracking little player.
There's
And
nothing little about Ward. Like,
no, that's true.
nothing little about that.
That's very very true.
You know, and
um, but I know I'm a big fan of him, and like I think he is a makers of a superstar.
like, don't get me wrong. There's two red cards in this match.
Yep.
Sheridan and Morris. I think the Morris one is really annoyed people because even on the dogs in the street would know that should have been a straight red. The ref kind of copped out with the bunker in the 20 minutes.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I mean, red all day. Absolutely red all day. I mean, I don't even know. Oh, there should be no discussion. It's like clearly bring over the two captains to bring over the player and go. clearly a red card, off you go. I don't know why it went to the bunker. It's a cop out for me.
And like,
Yeah.
I know why it went to the bunker. Refs have that out, and they're going to take it.
They're going to take it. They are, of course, they will. They'll take it all day. They will. But I mean, unless you're going to get punched in the face in the rugby these days, you're not going to get a red card.
But that's what the reds are for. That's what
Yeah.
the ref is giving those reds for,
Yeah.
and and the one that Ulster got was a red as well. He's
It
quite
was.
high up, but
It
at the
was very
same
high.
call, is that a straight red? If that's a red, it's a red. And Sheridan's very lucky that we weren't playing by the laws from 2 years ago or 18 months ago, even.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So
absolutely. So yeah,
I,
no, for me the two were straight reds.
I didn't get to see this game in the full. I just know
Yeah.
that Ulster, you look at how they scored their tries, put them together. That's kind of them back at their attacking peak, missing a lot of faces
Yes.
from the Ireland team. It was a good win for them. They're now
Very good win.
they're top 4 on the table, and they look like a top 4 team now, again away from home.
They do. To me, they're the best province so far this season. They're playing the best, definitely playing rugby.
I'm just wondering, and we'll see
Yeah.
next week, if you have a back row of groundhogs, is that what really wrecks this team's ability to play? That's because that's what Welsh teams bring, is proper scroungers on the deck and slowing down attack as much as possible. And is that going to be the key to stopping this attack? And it's something we'll have to look more on, because it doesn't happen at home for them. And next week is a week in not Ravenhill anymore. Yeah, it is Ravenhill. I can still call it Ravenhill.
It's in Ravenhill. Yeah,
still Ravenhill. But we'll see how that works for them, if Connacht can put lots of hands on the ball on the deck and slow that ball down as much as possible.
Yeah, that will be a tasty game.
We'll move on to the Six Nations, the best Six Nations ever. I think the best weekend of rugby since 2015. That Super Saturday where France won us the Six Nations. And
yes,
after that opening 43-21 win.
Yes.
I'm just going to refresh my memory.
Yes.
Someone said Scotland could win this game from memory. Do you know who that was?
No, I think you was talking about the under 20s. That was also fair.
Were you talking about the under 20s? Were you?
It could also be the Women's Six Nations as well.
So, how happy were you to be incredibly wrong about that?
I was very, very, very happy to be very, very wrong. I mean, I honestly thought they were going to beat us because they had such a high going in. I thought that we already played our best game of the tournament against England. And then what unfolded was brilliant. It was just an excellent, excellent, excellent game. And Ireland played so well. And Scotland also played so well. I mean, I know Ireland-England game, England were very, very poor, but Scotland they kept counter-punching the whole time. Yeah. So at the very end, that it was the match was done. But for a lot of that game, they could have bet us.
Yeah, it was a really good over and back. There was a point after the third try came in, I was like, oh, it's one of those games.
One of those games.
Then I realized one of those games was coming later on.
Yeah,
was actually coming later on.
Yeah, look, so I was watching it with my partner, and I just heard her going, like, this is going to be the game of the weekend. Little did we know.
We'll start at the beginning, like we should. How good was it to see Ireland score of a launch play? Like, I know I have been looking for Ireland to have a good launch, a good 2 or 3 phase set move to get over the try line, and just to see that work to kick off the scoring was brilliant.
It was great to see. It really was. It's nice that that's now back in the armory. I mean, we should be using it and be on such a bit more. Because the line out is working again, thankfully. There's a lot of excellent line out operators, and we're still missing a few more as well. To use it and against that Scotland team was great to see, and a great opening.
It was the perfect type of opening. Jamie Osborne goes over, but just that setup from that dummy maul to the crash, and then 2 phases, having the Scotland defence sucked in. And I think
Yes.
it's something that Ireland really focused on, because one of Balakoon's tries as well off a set piece, exact same thing, really drew in that midfield.
Yes.
McCluskey with good hands out wide, and over he goes. And you kind of felt after that, like, yes, this is why this is going to work. You could almost sense it,
Yeah, no,
that
like the rookie was very good and very very fast. But it's the age-old thing. You just you suck him in and then out you go. And to use the space. But it was very like the attack was humming
yeah.
from the very off, which was great to see. We haven't said that for quite some time.
No, and it executed really well. It's clinical.
Yeah,
Like if you look
very
at our
clinical.
attack and compare to Scotland's, we would kind of get into 22 and score within 3 to 5 phases
Yes,
off a strike move. We were getting into an opportunity. No, now we're taking our points and we're getting over.
yeah.
Where Scotland maybe have found a way to get through this Ireland team, I don't think it's sustainable. If you have to go through 15 to 20 phases to
That's the thing.
score a try,
It was a lot like they scored lovely tries, but it's a lot slower.
yeah, a lot
It
more work.
a lot more work, and eventually, teams figure that out, and also a team gets knackered. If you're going every time you score a try, we have to do 20 phases.
Yeah,
Why can't we just do it under five?
I
And
think
there's
that
ways to do it under five.
I think that's why towards the end of the game, like the scores kind of came a bit easier for Ireland, because just that physical exertion. And when it came to a few stand-up players, I think O'Brien was very good in the air.
Yes,
Doris, McCarthy, McCluskey, their carrying was incredible.
it was good.
Um,
It was all everyone played absolutely brilliantly, doing their own individual things. But like, yeah, Kayla with the hits, and Balcon on the wings, like McCarthy as well. Like his form has completely turned from the start. And then of course, then for me, after this game has also proven for the foreseeable future that the 10 debate now is actually done, because I think Jack had a brilliant game and he bar one kicked them all. I know, and kicked well out of hand as well.
I think what for me, place kicking shouldn't be what defines a 10. It does far too much in Ireland. But
It does in there, but you still need a 10
he
to
does
the
need to
kick.
get them, don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
but for him to be named a 10, he needs a game like that where he controlled the attack very well, he picked
he
his
did.
passes right, his line kicks were good.
They
It's
were.
if you want to define a 10 as someone who kicks goals, like Ramos is a 15.
Yeah, I
Every
know.
most French kickers are nines.
They are. Yeah, yeah.
Lee
That's the way.
Halfpenny for Wales when he was at his prime. you
Exactly.
know
Excellent kicker in his day.
it's the same way how like that person. It's the same way when Darren Murray got selected on the bench. Everyone's like, who the hell is this guy? And two, why is he on the bench?
Yeah,
And
and
you
we
kind of,
saw.
but it's roles, right? So
Yeah, it is.
look at the second Ryan got injured.
Yes.
You then needed another line out option on the bench.
Yes.
And you look at, say, a Dogbo or Cormac
Yeah.
Sachuku, they're not line out operators.
Yeah.
Cian Prendergast wouldn't be the line out caller in Connacht, for example.
Yeah.
So if you kind of go, all right, we need the line out caller, we need Darren Murray on the bench because we're starting Conan. That means
Yes.
and we want Timmy. And that's what it is. It's all about roles. So if you have a
It
decent
is.
kicker at 15, your 10 doesn't need to do it. But what your 10
Yeah.
needs to do is control the game. And himself and Gibson Park linked up so well
They
on the
did.
weekend,
They
picking the
really
right
did.
passes,
Yeah.
knowing when to let each other take control of the game. And that's something that I think was missing when these two have been playing with each other in the past. That connection between them wasn't great. Whereas
No,
that it seemed to have clicked over the last few games.
it
And
seems to have clicked because like they're playing a couple of games in a row. Like you expected that with Sam and Gibson Park, trade week in week out for Leinster as well. You thought that connection would be better, but it seems with Jack and Gibson Park, like as you said, it seemed to have clicked. And you can see like even Jack just looks like always chatting, telling people where to go all the time because I was watching him as well. Um, which is great because if those two, the connection is so great, then that's going to lead to, as we saw, what the attack can do. I mean, the
and
crowdy pass
and he's
for them.
happy to take the ball on himself and go for a break a bit more
He is.
in tighter channels than say Sam would or Harry
Yes.
Byrne would. Not that they don't
Yes.
go for a break, but in those tight channels, Jack will go in for a bit more than
He
the other
will.
two.
He will. He will. He will. He'll go to the line more, and because he's bigger built, like he tackle and can be tackled as well. Like he's, because Scotland were sending a lot down his channel, as you do. You're going to send it down the 10 channel.
If you don't send someone down the 10 channel, what are you doing? Like it's the tale as old as time.
Absolutely old as time. But Jack, he missed one tackle, but like and that's what I like about him. Like he can take the hit.
Speaking of 10s, let's talk about his opposite number on the day, Finn Russell. Like
Finn, yes,
he ran a good attack.
He did. I think he had a very good game.
I think the way Ireland defended was really smart. It was that mixture of a shoot and drift.
Yes.
So it was closed down the space just enough where Scotland couldn't make a decision. And then drift with them. So they're like, the picture is just like this green wall of players. And the second they delayed or double pumped, that's when the shooter came out the back. That's when someone, like, that's when those classic Gary Ringrose up and hits and getting someone to the ground.
Yeah, because Gary shot a few times and you saw it, like, so he was clearly.
And even then, when he did shoot, the way that shoot and when you don't quite make contact worked properly of sending the guy back into Stuart McCluskey, into Jack Crowley, or Van der Fleer, who's covering that inside channel,
Exactly.
It's one of those times when a missed tackle isn't a missed tackle, when its aim is to stop the attack going wide.
Yeah.
And that's what that defensive system did really well. And as good as Finn Russell is, I think he should have kicked a bit more to kind of keep Ireland a bit more honest in that. Even though Osborne and O'Brien and Balogun were very good in the air and mopping up ball that was kicked through, Scotland didn't kick enough. Like, genuinely, didn't feel like they didn't kick enough.
They didn't, and I agree with you, Pori. I mean, I know the three lads were very clever in their backfield play and covering the spaces, but like Finn he's also an intelligent kicker as well. We've seen the highlights of it, even out of hand. And I agree, he should have they should have kicked more, just to turn Ireland as well, because yourself, players don't to be turning their backs all the time. It gets tiring after a while.
Yeah,
I know, and like the kicks will go, or someone might knock it on, and then you can use your set pieces then to get back into the game. But like, it can't always be the fantastic pass, because we did, as you said, we shut down Russell very, very well.
Yeah.
So if that happens, then Finn, kick over the top, make everyone turn, make everyone guess, because yourself, when the rugby ball is bouncing, it can go anywhere and hit anything.
Yeah, and I just think, for the sake of, for all because they edged the possession stats.
Yeah.
And the territory stats, like they had more ball, they played more in the right areas, but when you've got to work that hard for it, like it took them so long to get to 22, they were knackered half the time. When they're chasing the game, Ty Byrne getting over the ball like he owned it.
Oh, I mean, another phenomenal performance by Ty. Again, like, he give him half a second and he will just cling to that ball as if it's the last ball of rugby in his life. He is incredible. Just with the blue scrum crap, and it's like, every time he goes in, you're like, he has it. Why doesn't he have it? And it kills momentum as well. But as he said, they were like, Scotland were just, and then they get in and then they get knackered and then they make a mistake, or as Ty latches on, and then that's it. Then
or they eventually run out of numbers. It's that attack off, especially later into the game when they were looking for more things, and the game was kind of won.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Rory Darge goes over his try, that purple patch. Ireland looked tired, and suddenly after that try, you saw the 6 subs come on. It got refreshed, and suddenly the game got shut down completely. And O'Brien scores a few minutes later.
Yeah,
and that was so important of realizing that those changes need to be made, and made straight away. Darren Murray getting his first proper try, 56 50 caps plus for Connacht, and gets his first try in an Ireland jersey. They're really good stories, and not because it was his third cap or his first Six Nations start. It's more, he was running the opposition line out in training. He's the guy who's been testing our main line out week in, week out.
Yes.
I'm taking this from Bernard Jackman and Murray kids. This is information they've told. I'm not. This is nothing new. There's no huge insight by me. I'm stealing someone else's fact.
Good.
But he was the one in charge of the opposition line out. So he's the one who's primed us against everyone we've come against.
Yeah.
He comes on is so secure in the line out himself. Gets a
Uh,
block down, which the try that O'Brien gets.
yeah,
Everyone says like, look at the Doris work here, or like after he gets the block down that forces a dirty kick. He's
yeah,
the one like, and for everyone who wants to look at technically how to do a block down, I would advise him to watch that
yeah,
because
absolutely.
it's. Have you noticed when guys go for a block down, they don't go for the ball, they go for like 2 feet up. They
Yeah,
try and block
yeah,
it in the air.
yeah,
Whereas Dara Murray is like, no, that's your foot. I'm going to
yeah.
block your foot.
But
Because
is it?
that is forearms. That wasn't
Yeah,
hands. That was forearms.
yeah,
Suddenly, Scotland have to kick loose. That ball ends up on our side. Doris makes a big carry, makes extra yards with a leg pump. It goes around to the outside. O'Brien scores. Lovely
yeah.
try. But that
Lovely try.
comes from subs coming in and doing their job across the board.
Yeah, is it? It's all about roles, and it's like Murray coming on. Everyone calls him, of course, Murray because because people might not know it's Murray, knows Murray, which I quite like. But like what time to come on and what he did. He did a brilliant job, and then scoring a try. I thought it was Dawes actually scored a try because they did the same scrum cap. I was
Yeah.
delighted. I was like, oh, Murray, brilliant. But I quite like him, and coming off for the subs, and this the triple crown on the line against a very good Scotland side, and he does well, scores a try, and has an amazing performance. Like it's a great way to finish it off. It's a feel good story, and again, as I always have said, another weapon that we have now.
Yeah.
Because the more weapons we have, the better we're going to be.
And let's talk about the Six Nation in general. Like
Yeah.
from an Iron point of view, second in tournament after that
Yes.
France game,
Yep.
incredible. That's like no one thought we'd go to England and do what we did. I think the
No.
home wins were expected, to be honest. I just don't fear Scotland at all. I just don't.
Yeah. After this, I think I feel it. I fear Italy more than I fear Scotland. To be honest
Yeah,
with you, because I think, as I said last week, if Italy had Brex against us, they would have bet us.
yeah.
To
There's a
be
good
honest with
chance,
yeah,
and what I liked from an Irish point of view is that everything got progressively better as the tournament
yes,
go on. But we
yeah.
played 35 players, the most ever in one tournament.
I know, and like everyone was clamoring for Andy to play all these players, um, and he did.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people, a lot of players have been injured, but you think about it now, we've used all these players plus the amount of players now that have to come back on top of that, and the players coming back on top of that are all ballers as well.
yeah.
So
So
now there's a big pool. So we're like, no one's going to get carried away or anything because we have the elephant in the room, which is South Africa. We'll
but
worry about them later.
you,
But
you
as of Six Nations, it's been excellent.
yeah, and you still have like two props that come in McCarthy. Not yeah, it's the young is it young McCarthy and
Yeah, Joe
young
McCarthy. Yes,
McCarthy
yeah,
and Porter.
yes,
Um, there's smattering a second and back rows to come in.
yeah.
Still come in.
Rake.
Like love him or hate him, Sam Prendergast and Harry Byrne are still there in the mix.
They are. I would like to see Harry get some game time. I think he probably would have played
The Italy
for
game, I
Wales.
think.
Yeah, but he got injured for that when he was sent back to the Leinster camp.
But
I think Sam was just a bit of low confidence. Everyone says that. I think Andy did the right thing to take the kid out of the firing line. Um,
completely, like
Completely. I
that is
think it's an excellent
it's
decision.
about 12 months too late, but he's finally got there.
Yeah,
Let
exactly. And I mean, I think Jack has the 10 until Sam or someone else takes it off him.
But no, it's like it's just his jersey. I think,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna aim this at you.
yeah,
And if he is not starting, say in the summer, it's
yes,
not because he's not number one. It's because we now need games in the other tens. We know Jack can do it.
yeah,
And
exactly,
a World
exactly.
Cup warm up match or two should get Jack up to speed, and then he's
Yeah,
fine for the World Cup.
yeah,
If we are having pissing competitions next summer and next
yeah.
November, if Jack isn't starting, like lads, that's great. We know he's got it. Like we now need Harry Byrne to like have reps in a 10 jersey. We now need Sam Prendergast to
Yeah.
he's actually had a good season with Leinster. We now need to build his confidence up in the green jersey if he's the next
Oh,
guy up.
I totally
You know?
agree. Because we have the Six Nations matches, championship matches this year, like,
Yeah.
And I would have either if everyone is still playing well and everyone is healthy, I would have Jack start against New Zealand, but I'll have the other two guys starting the other two games because to
Like
get more
the
reps and into like an international cauldron as well, which they need because
the
Jack has been there before, you see, so
the
he doesn't
Team
need
U
he
World
does.
Cup doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, it
it
does.
really doesn't matter, you
No,
know. And let's just talk about Scotland before we move on. Third place,
yeah,
their best finish in a while.
yeah,
And
but
you're kind of going, they left a lot behind them. Gregor Townsend is a man
yeah,
blessed.
I
And
as I said to him last week, I don't know how he's still in the job because like Scotland did well in the Six Nations, but like they should have bet New Zealand in the autumn. We all know that. Like they should have in a way could have bet us in a way. We were there. There were Six Nations on the line for them. Triple Crown was on the line for them. It was there. It's always Scotland, but you know and how Gregor is there, with
well, the thing
Glasgow
is,
coach on the horizon.
he can now say that he's winning, he's improving them. They're a space up in the table. Like
I
he can
know.
actually prove, he can
Yeah,
say they're better. So Gregor Townsend is living a blessed life at the
he really
moment.
is. He
But
really, really is.
and if it wasn't for a wet day in Italy,
Yeah,
who knows what they could have done? But still,
but again, it's
it's
all
but
Scotland have been but
Scott.
for Gregor Townsend's tenure. It's all Scotland, but
Yeah, it's they're like such a solid C plus B minus type of team, aren't they? It's like, I
they,
get
they
they're fine.
really are. They're just like it's fantastic players. And then you look at what the funny thing is, and then you look what Glasgow are doing. And as a Munster supporter, it kills me to say it, but Glasgow are very, very good. They're
They
very
are.
they're very good at URC. I think it will be Glasgow and Leinster in the Champions Cup semi final, and I think that'll be an all timer of a match.
I I I think the problem for Scotland is Edinburgh and them not
It-
being, and their players
yeah.
being decent, but they're not able to perform at such a good level for
They do in
clubs. So
patches, like
and
as you watch them and they score some lovely, lovely tries, but then they come out of the games,
yeah, and
unfortunately.
I think Edinburgh have the same problem, say Scarlets and some of the other clubs have.
Yeah,
Um, that you there just isn't enough top quality coaches in the world for every club to have one.
no,
So you've got to then kind of go, is this our guy? You're taking a punt. What are we doing here?
yeah,
And Scarlets and to a lesser degree Edinburgh were making those decisions.
yeah,
It's you can't really not blame them, but it just is what it is. But like staying with Scotland, they just I think they are fundamentally proving the issue with not having four teams, minimum,
yeah.
and that's always going to hold them up. That the fact that say five of their players play abroad is good in one sense, but
Yes, it is.
they don't have that control over them to get the game plan embedded into them, say like they can in Ireland, where
Yeah,
they go away for an extra week just to get that extra training camp in say
mm,
Portugal pre
yeah,
Six Nations. The thing that everyone has for the World Cup, and that's why everyone looks incredible at the World Cups, and that's what you want. They all
yeah.
have that time together, that two or
They
three
do,
weeks beforehand
they
that
do.
aren't have, and everyone kind of goes like the Irish system. Yeah, now you're just seeing everyone have the Irish system for the World Cup. That's
Yeah,
kind of what happens. All right, so we move on.
yes. But before we move on, and considering Will isn't here, I was like, we'll have the Irish word of the week, and because I had an impact on the later matches, I wanted to know what the Irish is for sin bin.
So the Irish for sin bin is quite literally a direct translation.
All
It's
right.
it's buska and faka, or
Oh,
it's not even a sin bin. It's like the box of sins.
box of sins. I just the Irish
the
language. It's
the
just it's
box
just the descriptions of
the box
Irish that
of sin.
we do.
Sorry,
The
actually,
box
buska
of
and
sins.
faka.
I love
So,
that.
and we'll talk about. I'll say about the tuncher onmore ag carty bui agus buska and faka e cliffe sasna goes in rank or the Saturn. The yellow cards and the sin bin had a huge impact on the match in England versus France on the weekend, and
It surely did.
it's one of those words. If you're on TG car, you'll hear them say it, uh, every weekend. But the buska and faka is such a great, it's
It's a great
you see it every week. My
Yeah.
favorite buska and faca in Ireland is the one in Munster, the big yellow chair that they have for them. It's
Mr. Binman.
Mr. Binman. I gotta say, I love seeing it there.
Something like massive prop just trying to sit down in this thing. Like, it just looks hilarious.
I don't know what's funnier, a 23 stone prop on a folding chair on the side of a pitch in like New Zealand, or
Yeah.
this big yellow couch. Connacht tried a big big double red armchair for a while, but the players just used it themselves just to chill in because it was comfier than the benches before the stadium was built.
Brilliant.
But yes, this week's Irish is buska and faca. That is the sin bin. And
Nice.
before we go on to Wales, Italy, and France, England, do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you're listening on a podcast or on YouTube. I've been getting them up there now on YouTube more and more. Don't forget to follow me on social media everywhere. That's the second row. That's 2ND, not the word second. Leave comments, ask questions, rate and review, and we will get you involved in the podcast as well.
Brilliant.
Let's stick with the way of time. We'll go with Wales and Italy.
Yes.
First, Wales 31, Italy 17. Well, this game was coming for Wales. They were building all tournament.
They were. You know.
This was a performance.
It was a performance. And for probably first time in the Six Nations, Italy were going into the game as favourites. You know, and rightly so. And maybe they were like, oh, this is unusual. We're not used to this. Or maybe they've been on the piss all week because they bet England, you know. But this was some performance by Wales, though, I will agree.
Yeah, I'm going to, like, my big takeaway from that opening, because I think Wales really came out strong early on.
They did, yeah.
And like you said, I don't think Italy were prepped for it. I don't think they're ready to have that type of Wales attack come at them, you know?
I don't think they were. I think they're just shell shocked. I just think, all right, we'll do our game, and then Wales just went, yeah, but we've been trying this for like 5 weeks now, so we're just going to hammer you, and just kept coming.
What I really liked is, like, Wales don't have the players to play really good expansive rugby. Like, they have Lucy Sam, who's very fast. They have like good steady wingers under the high ball.
They do.
But what really impressed me about that match is their forwards and the carrying of their forwards.
Yeah.
And it just shows something very simple. If a team doesn't show up against you and you just run hard and direct and even make half breaks and half yards over the gain line, you will go forward and you will make you will put the opposition under so much pressure that tries will come, and that's really what happened.
That's really what happened. Like, they built momentum with every little ruck, with every yard that they're making, and then before Italy had realised it, 2 or 3 tries were down, and they're like all of a sudden like, oh, what the hell?
Like, Italy did play within themselves quite a bit, and there was so much sloppiness. They gifted Wales access into the game between penalties and knock-ons and things like that. But really, this was Wales working harder.
It was.
But what we did see was they couldn't keep it up.
No.
You know, if you think about it, Italy got held up over the line 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, that's 21 points in a game. Let's say even 15 points. If they missed every conversion in a game, they won 31-17. Yeah. That's a game they lose 32-21. You know?
Exactly, and you know, and while it was an excellent performance by Wales, you know that they will gas eventually. You know, they will, and then Italy will have a purple patch. You know, and for Italy, I was disappointed because this could have laid out another markers like, all right, this Italy team are here now properly. You know, they bet England, they bet Scotland, and they should have, you know, a lot of people's minds should have bet Wales, and then have a very, very good Six Nations, you know. But now it was like this Welsh team came out and just battered them.
Yeah,
at the very, very start.
It was really annoying because they should have won. They really should have won the game. Like,
they should have. Yeah, you know, like, they're famous for a reason. They were, as I said, they should have bet us. You know. I know they lost against France, but
they still came fourth in the table. You know, they came above England. You know, they still had a good. And even if they won that game, they weren't coming third. You know,
no, they weren't. No,
their lot on the table was kind of just set.
Yeah,
it's one of those weird tournaments where they're going to be happy with the result but disappointed with the result at the same time.
Yeah, I think they'll probably be more disappointed than happy. Park. I know they've gotten the white whale of England off their backs, but and I know I've said it a few times, but like when they played us, we were there for the taking. We really were, and I wouldn't, if they had bet us, especially if they bet us and then also bet Wales, that would mean the only who have lost was to France, and they didn't get hammered by France either.
Yeah,
You know, so I think when they look back on it, because they are a very, very good side, they're very good scrummaging. They saw what they did against us. There's some lovely players. I mean, their centre partnership to me is, as I said before, is the best centre partnership in Europe. To be honest with you.
Menoncello is just an incredible player.
Oh,
His
what a player!
ability,
And he's in Toulouse next year. Honest to Jesus.
yeah,
I mean,
they're
he's
only going to get better.
don't think about it, he's going to have Dupont pass it to him every day of the week. Like I mean, and then back on the other side. I mean, honest. I mean, they're going to be scary. He's going to go another level. But I
And
think they'll be happy. But I think an overriding disappointment. And when's the last time you've ever said that about them? When they're disappointed that
no,
they should have done more.
you're
You
dead
know?
right. Like they should have done more. I think
Yeah,
it's if they started, I mean, 10% faster or better or
yeah.
more tighter. I don't think they would have had to do a lot to beat Wales on the
No,
weekend.
no,
And
those heads would have went down. Those Welsh heads would have went down quite
I don't
quickly.
think the heads would have gone down. It's
Yeah.
more Italy would have had too much for them.
Yeah,
Uh,
they are a better rugby team. They are.
yeah,
They are the better players. They do.
and I think you're right. It was that mixture of they took Wales for granted because they've beat
Yes.
them like twice, the
Yeah.
last 2-3 years in a row. It's they don't have any fear of this Wales team, and
No, they don't.
that overriding sense of being favourites really didn't help them at all.
No. No, I mean,
Um,
like that was like Ireland many a time. Oh, Ireland are favourites going to a game against a
yeah,
top tier,
and
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 we
that's
all know
another
what happens.
learning level for them,
It is.
to
It
to go
is.
on. What do you think overall tournament wise? Wales, they'll be happy enough. Like they grew. If you're a Wales supporter, you're kind of looking. If we just get 4 or 5 more players, we can bulk up the bench.
Yeah.
So if we get some 4 or 5 bona fide options, if we can go back to having a back to the Gatland days of having a really good 23. We don't need to worry about the rest of the world. Just
No.
have 23 players who can give you 80 minutes of rugby. Then we'll be fine.
They'll be fine. I be honest with you, I agree. I think they will be very happy. I mean, again, they finally won a Six Nations match. Where a lot of people thought that they wouldn't. I mean, they pushed. Scotland. They could have bet Scotland as well. They did well, and they got better as the tournament went on. Like Ireland did as well. So I think they'll be overall satisfied. They are building something there. The crowd was full for the last match as well,
And
which was
and
also good to see.
and they're not uncovering players, like
No,
Aaron Wainwright is just showing how good he is.
yeah,
Reece Parry, you're kind of looking back to a couple of years ago when he was told he wasn't, surplus requirements. Like
it's sort of it's
what was
insane
going on
because
there?
like the Welsh props are very good. They're
I
very
actually,
very they're very good.
you'd almost say they have the best front row depth in the Six Nations.
Yes, yeah. Oh,
Wales.
they do.
So
They do.
they have a scrum,
They
great.
do.
They ish have a line out with Adam Beards on, especially.
Yeah.
So he
There's their
shorts
two
out for
set
them.
pieces. Yeah. There's their two
So
set pieces
they
secure.
they're just a bit meh in the back
The
line, and
yeah,
they showed glimpses of it,
they
but
did.
that's their next phase. Their next big things are getting those 4 or 5 extra players
Yeah.
to come on and play more than 10 minutes. Like on
Yeah.
average, that's what
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
back line was giving them in the subs. You're like on average under 10 minutes as a sub. That's not good. You
No, no,
want
it's not much you can
fifteen
do in 10
to
minutes,
20 minutes. And
Yeah,
if you
you
don't
need
have
20. You do.
those guys who can come in and really show what they can do,
Yeah.
that's kind of a problem. Italy, you're talking fourth in the tournament. It's really, really good.
Really good. Pitch
You're
could have been third.
once again, you're seeing, we know Menoncello's good.
Yes.
We know Ione is good.
Yes.
I think they're going to have the same problem Scotland have, that they only have 2 teams that they have full control over.
Yeah.
Menoncello's going to be in France next year.
Uh,
He's not going to be getting those week offs and that lead in that the other Italian players get.
Well, actually, that's a very good point, actually, Park. Yeah,
He'll be
because
going back
that's
playing midweek, and getting a big
he'll have a
break.
lot of games. Yeah, he will.
So,
Yeah, France. That's the
how would that impact them? And there's a reason why we give out about the Irish system as
yeah,
fans of the provinces,
yeah.
but when it works in the Six Nations,
It works.
that's what it's designed for to do.
It is. That's
And
exactly.
it's if they can keep up that high level with those guys, more people playing in Italy and more people in France, that's where we'll see what this Italy team's about and this
Yeah.
coaching ticket. Because I think that's the big change for Italy this year is their coaching setup. Kind of go, no, we're good, like we're
Yeah.
fine. Well,
Yeah. Their coaching ticket is very, very good, and they are good. And as I
and
said before, I
expected.
expected. They are. They're no longer. Oh, we're just going to get wiped in this game. No longer more. And as I said before, and I said last week on the podcast, this Italy side, if a few things go well for them, I do think they have a Six Nations title in it.
Yeah, they
I think
need
that's
a
how good.
very good run. Like
They need a very good run, but like we all know, momentum. Once it starts going, it's very hard to stop.
that is true.
Yeah, no.
I'd say the the run of games would need to go their way. Like they need to get France up front,
Yeah,
England after the break.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There has to be.
It
Yeah,
have to be
yeah,
finely tuned for them.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
that's Wales, Italy, France, England. I literally stopped writing notes about this game after 2 minutes, 10 minutes. Like I don't know. How do you talk about this game? How do you make sense of this madness? There are 80 minutes a game of rugby, and there was 92 4 points scored. Like
I,
how there's more points than minutes.
it was bad. I knew France were going to before this game. I knew France were going to win, but also knew England were going to get hockeyed. I know a lot of people thought they were, but I just knew that they wouldn't. I knew because it was Le Crunch, and I knew that they were going to change their style. I did not know for those 80 minutes that 30 seconds out, we were still in a chance of winning the Six Nations. I didn't see that coming. I don't think anybody else saw that coming.
No one saw that. But I like if you look at the elements of the English attack, just because you said no one saw they're going to play that, because
Yeah,
I kind of looked at it, that
yeah,
power and pace thing when they were very direct,
yeah.
there was elements of that against us.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
if
they did make. Yeah, they did make when they ran at us. They did make. They did make yards. They
I
did.
think, and I think they just doubled down on the elements
Yeah,
that were good: the good kicking, the good
yeah.
chase, and playing hard. I also think having Finn Smith starting was better, as much as
And Ford, and I know
Ford is a very good player.
fair, and we all know Squidge is a big fan of Ford as well. I just think
It's
Finn Smith is the future.
it's not even that. Like I think Finn Smith went with the Lions, and George
Yeah,
Ford had a good tour to Argentina, and Bortha went, "Oh, I forgot I had a lion," you know,
yeah,
and it's this whole thing of I just don't think Borthwick's a very good coach, and they're looking at another shake up in their coaching ticket, that's like 4 or 5 It's like, oh
yeah.
Jesus, it's just
Well,
it's not
yeah,
great.
yeah. Borthwick, he wouldn't exactly make you one through a wall, even though England did against France. But I do think that Borthwick will survive the Six Nations. I don't think they'll get rid of them. I
Yeah,
think this
no,
performance has probably saved them.
I think it does help where like Maro Toji has one of his best games of the tournament. Like
Yeah,
I think it was poor management to let him play as much as he did. He didn't look himself. But there's times where you just kind of go, you know what you should do? Take one, just take a step back. I'll protect you. It's fine. And I think that was poor from
yeah.
Borthwick
Yeah,
to
a bit managed, and especially his off the field and we
with
all
his mom.
know
And the thing was other there
mum
was
and
his
everything,
mom and other stuff
other
as
stuff as
well.
well.
Like,
Like
I
it's
think
going to affect, it's going to affect it, and sometimes you
exactly.
take it out. It's like Andy taking Sam out of the fireline. Sometimes you just take a player out of the fireline, and then they'll take off in their next game, like because he was very good, and also Mara was very vocal in with the French game as well, which you want your captain to be.
And I think he'd been relatively quiet for Marrow
Yeah,
across the other matches.
he was because
I
he's a phenomenal player. Like he
yeah,
is one of the best of England have ever produced. To
I
be
think
honest.
Finn Smith and Ben Spencer played really well.
Yes.
You know, Genge was okay, yellow card aside.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm a big
but
fan of Gage, though. I just like he's just like
but
he's
the
attitude.
impact, say, of Chandler Cunningham South, he's a guy I really like to look up. I like
Yeah.
this is He's someone I really like the look of when he's playing. Like, yes, that's an international. That's someone you just want to see playing.
You do.
But the tries in this game, I'm not going to go through them all because it's just
We'll be
mental.
here for another
Yeah,
2 hours.
it was just the most mental game
Just
in the world. And
madness.
what did you think of the most important thing, the kick clash, the light blue versus the white?
Yeah, it was funny because when you were far away, it was like who's who. But then when the camera panned in, when they were like looking on into rucks and stuff, it's like, oh, it was a clear difference. But it
Odd
was
that it was
odd.
allowed.
It was very very odd. I the kick clash was very strange.
Yeah.
Very 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 strange.
My I want to talk about it's really weird because I want to talk about this game, but I want to talk about
Yeah.
France overall and England overall.
Yes.
Because this game was mental. Jalabert was incredible. Bia
Yeah.
Barry is a cheat code. Like
He is. He is.
I
He's also he also was on my fancy Six Nations.
ooh,
But me being me, I forgot to put him down as captain when he's being captain every week. 4 tries, Barry. 4 tries. And I don't
if
put him down. I forget to put him down as captain.
if I was the French coach,
Yes.
every set play move I would
Oh
have
yeah.
would just
Yes.
be kick the ball
Kick the ball
and be a
go
bit of run.
chase.
And that would be
Just
it.
just 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 run. He is incredible.
Lightning fast.
He has more tries than he has appearances, and he's what 22.
Yes, he's going to break the Six Nations try scoring record.
Oh, he'll break
Um,
every record.
he's
He is so
incredible.
good, and his aerial work has improved as well. I mean, of course, he's a few years older, because teams were able to kick in, so it's being very small, he won't be able to do it. But he's very good in the air. He's
That's
improved on that
it.
as well.
His pace lets him make up for so much. So he
It
can run and
does.
get into the air a bit quicker. He can
Yes.
cover the backfield that much
Yeah,
better.
exactly.
He
Exactly.
can
He is
do more because
he's
he's
so
so
fast.
fast,
So
and
fast.
he's a decent defender as well. He gets his head stuck in there.
He does, he does,
It's
he
a
does.
real good mix of everything there.
He really is. He's phenomenal to watch. When he's playing for with Bordeaux, you're just like, what's he going to do next?
Okay, here's gonna be my controversial opinion. Jalibert is a better 10 than Entomac, and France work better as a team with Entomac, with Jalibert at 10, with Dupont and Entomac.
that, that's going on the cliff. That is so opinion. Ooh, Jalibert better than Entomac. Oh, France
It's not.
play. I
Here's the thing.
mean,
You heard Entomac was bad there. All I'm saying is Jalabert is better. I haven't called Entomac bad. You heard that.
Our listeners
You
heard
that. I'm saying that Jalabert is good. I'm not saying Entomac is bad.
But Entomac
You had the most internet reaction ever.
Entomac is quality, but Park, I gotta agree with your opinion. I think France are. I think France are because I think Jalabert, with Bordeaux and the way that they are playing, and like he is the man in Bordeaux as well. He is the dude at
Yeah.
the moment. In Toulouse, it's Dupont. Etibac is like a phenomenal player and a phenomenal talent and a phenomenal 10. But in Toulouse, you think of Toulouse, you think of Dupont straight away.
But I think
You know,
having a 10 like Jalibert outside Dupont, someone
yeah,
who's that confident to make calls and make decisions,
yes, and his
takes
stepping
his
is insane.
stepping it takes the pressure off Dupont of being
It does.
Dupont. Like
Yes.
suddenly Dupont's actually just more in not the damn amount of fame praise. He's just like a very good nine now. Like
Yeah.
He's able to just like be a good nine, not be Dupont. And
Yeah.
being a good nine is actually more important than being Dupont sometimes.
Yeah, it
And
is. It is.
those
I know. I
Dupont
agree with you.
madness moments,
Yeah.
then when your opposition are switching off, you see Dupont just click into gear because he can just go, well, Jalabert will handle the outside defense. I'll
Yes.
make sure the inside defense stays honest, and suddenly there's space for everyone.
Exactly, and we saw that with his kick over the top,
Yeah.
but and they scored we knew it was going to be a try before it was a try. But I agree with you. Yeah, with Jalabert, he's going to control, and then the pot is like, oh, I don't have to do all the bad stuff anymore.
Yeah,
I can just a little bit chill, and he'll
and
do his stuff. And then, as you said, once the teams are like have brain farts, the pot just goes, all right, time to do my little thing, pop, 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 done.
And I don't know how, but I
Yeah,
forgot just how good Olivon is. I was watching there and I was like, this
he's an
man.
8. Yeah, no, he's an 8. He is phenomenal at 8. He is one of my favorite French players. He is just phenomenal,
He was
phenomenal, phenomenal.
superb on the weekend. Some of those pickups off, from offloads that were on the floor,
Oh,
you know.
insane! Like he is I think such an underrated player. But like France have just superstars see all over the place.
But like
You know?
he made the most tackles for France. You go like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
grand. He's a number 8. That's fine.
yeah,
He made 30 meters with ball in hand, and he wasn't on the top 5 carriers for France.
yeah.
So like he
Insane.
had like under 9 carries, and he was averaging like you're averaging at least 4 or 5 meters per carry.
Yeah. He's just unreal. He's just a phenomenal player.
And
You know, great hands, power, pace. Like I watch
it,
him all day.
it was mad seeing them and Bamba. I remember seeing him at under 20s going, how is he under 20? And it was
Yeah.
great to see him like he's some player.
Oh,
I think
big man.
will we talk about the end games? I think that's where the most
That's where our hearts were broken.
controversy
Yeah,
involved.
controversy, heartbreaking, emotional, everything had everything in that last minute. Pollock's brilliant steal and
Stupid
stupid
offload.
young pass. You know, I am a big fan of Pollock. I think he
I,
is brilliant for the game. I think he's a phenomenal player, and I hope they don't take that out of him because I
not
love
at
his
all.
attitude. I love everything about him. And
I,
like players, young players are going to make mistakes, and even old players will make mistakes. But
but I don't think I'm saying we as in us two, not like,
yes,
and I'm going to say some of the more mature rugby supporting fans, we can't praise, say, women's rugby and their players for having personality and
yeah,
doing TikTok videos, showing off, celebrating, and then damn a guy when he does it in the men's game.
yeah, yes,
It can't be, oh, they're trying to create something,
yes.
that's fine. And then you're saying the men's players don't need to reach a wider audience. Like, cop yourself on.
No. You
I
should
want
like
guys to have
exactly
personality.
what as you said, like what the women are doing with the TikToks, the videos is brilliant. It's expanding the game, and like
What Pollock is doing is the exact same.
exactly the same, and people are deriding for it. Like I mean, he was getting booed. I love that the French were booing him. That I love the
Yeah.
panto. I love it. We should have more because we need that in the game. That
Like,
excites people. It gets younger audience involved in the game, and then that grows the game at top. Because rugby should always be
Zebo was at
growing.
it when he was playing as well.
He
Like he
was.
knew it's a big, and Zebo's still doing it as a
Still doing
coach,
it. Still
But
roiling. He's still
it's
pup.
so funny. A lot of people talk about that one ref decision, like where was the high tackle? It was clearly called by
Yes.
an AR, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's one of my points that it took me years to learn this. Like
Yeah.
genuinely, if you hear back, you heard me, I say when I was doing this podcast first, giving out about refs. Like
Yeah.
years ago. I used to give out about refs, and the reason I don't give out about a ref decision, winning or losing a game for you, is this: you kind of go that if that penalty's not given, England don't win. We have a Six Nations. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool. If Cheshire runs under the posts,
Yes. Which he should have. Yeah.
that's an easier kick.
Yes.
England missed other kicks.
They did. Finn missed a good
Pollock's
few.
unnecessary offload.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I think it was Chesson then, you know, kicking that ball that was that Pollock tried to offload instead of just jumping on it and killing it and causing a
Yeah.
scrum.
Yeah.
Genji's yellow card, 21 points were conceded during that yellow card.
Yeah.
So sorry, I know people disagree that wasn't a yellow card. I don't care, but it was. And suddenly you concede 21 points. I
Exactly.
don't think an AR calling a high tackle or TMO calling a high tackle is the reason you lost a match.
No, it's not. It
And
never is. It never is.
there,
When you lose in a match, it's not because of that moment. It is the moments leading up to that moment
yeah,
have caused it. It's just that moment gets everything because because England had it and it was a high tackle and Ramos and everything. We had invested, but it was, as you said, it was 21 points. No one's talking about the 21 points that again off it. No one has talked about the misconversions as well. They all add up, and only because it's that moment that becomes the moment of the high tackle and Ramos breaking our hearts is because the other moments have led up to that.
and there's a part
You
of
know,
me that kind of thinks
Yes.
that if he had missed that, there's a chance he could have been given a second go at that penalty.
All right.
Hessam jogs towards Maro Toje as he's kicking it, and
Right.
as far as I remember, you're not allowed to move forward like that when someone's taking a penalty. It's different.
No. Like conversion, you can't. The minute they make the movement, you're on a penalty. You stop. You can't. You
Yeah,
can't move.
he didn't go past. He didn't come closer than 10 meters to the kick, but
Yeah.
he did jog from say the 22 to that 10-meter mark
Yeah.
as Ramos was going towards it. I was kind of going, that's
Could
a bit
have.
iffy. That could have,
Yeah.
and you're kind of.
Now we'd have some fun with the controversy. But yeah, they could have.
But imagine if he missed it and then it wasn't played again. Like you're kind of going, lads, England's discipline is quite poor still.
It is
something they really have to work on. And
they really do. They really do.
Stupid discipline. I don't care. Don't get me wrong, both teams conceded 11 penalties there. But I sometimes think that England's penalties are just stupid. Like they're not even like intelligent penalties.
No, like last week when Barrows against Italy was outrageous. Like slapped out.
So
but like
it's stuff like that. So
it is. It's
tournament. France win a championship.
Yep.
I think expected result at the top of the year. They won't be happy with the manner of it.
No,
They scrape by.
They were going for a Grand Slam. We all thought they were going to get a Grand Slam.
Yeah.
People thought that they walk into the stade on Saturday night and absolutely just destroy this England team and have fun.
It really felt over the last 2 weeks, 2 weeks, that Scotland loss was weighing on them. It really kind of weighed them down.
It did. I think it did. And I think we saw that a few years ago as well when they lost in the World Cup and then they played us the next time around and we hammered them, and I think I agree with you. I think that Scotland game did upend them, I think, slightly.
They're a team that need a good sports psychologist,
I think
just if they don't have one already, get one. England, I'm going to stick to my pre-tournament thoughts on them. I have no fucking idea. Excuse my language, not a clue. I don't get this team whatsoever.
I mean, because I watched the Premiership as well. Premiership.
Why would you do it to yourself?
Because it is a fun league. Like Bath and Northampton are very good. And they play lovely rugby, fast, expansive, beat you around the park, and then you come to this England side, and you're like, you're looking at them going, like they should be so much better.
Is it Borthwick? What are they trying to do?
Yeah, is it Borthwick? Like if you get someone else in, a Razor or a Raj.
They are like, I don't think Rod's leaving France anytime soon. Razor's the only coach available. He would be an interesting shout. I don't think English players will take to his style.
Maybe
personally.
Yeah.
I think he's and this is not I don't mean stand the man saying praise. He's an incredible club coach because he gets more access to players. Not top end international coaching is short amounts, short bursts. I think that's why Andy Farrell's quite good at it. I think that's why Stuart Lancaster wasn't.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, I mean, international coach, it's 3 camps a year.
Yeah,
Six Nations, that's pretty summer much and November. So, that's it. Like, it's not
overall thought to the Six Nations. We had was it the best Six Nations tournament we've had?
I would say yes. Be honest with you, because everybody bet everybody. And that's what you want in the tournaments. We had, before we went in, Irish rugby was on its knees. We it was dull. No chance. We started poorly, but we ended brilliantly. A lot of players came in, finally found a rhythm. We did excellently. France got their Six Nations, but not the way that they would have supposed to. Wales got better as they got on, and I am happy, sad and happy that they won. Italy, finally beat England, pushing us close. Didn't get hammered by France. They should have bet Wales. They did well. And then England. I mean, to me, England were the weakest of the lot. To be honest with you, I know Wales were bottom, but in terms of what we going, the last weekend is going to be a Grand Slam decider. No, you've gotten worse, lads.
Yeah, I think what made it the best tournament for me was
Yeah.
every week there was a big result, you know?
Yes.
So Italy
Yes.
beating Scotland week one, you know?
Yes.
Scotland win the Calcutta Cup, you
Yeah.
know, like that,
Double. They're
that
happy
was
with
the
that.
big
So,
result.
yeah.
Um, the, us beating England away, you know, that was
Yeah. It's
week
always
three's
good.
big result.
Exactly.
Then Scotland beating France 50-40. That's week four, you know, and
Yeah.
then everything that happened on the last final weekend
Exactly. It
was
was
just meant.
brilliant.
Wales was a big result. Then England going so close was phenomenal. It's rare that the weekends have a result or a game that gives us that kind
Yeah.
of feeling of something special, something extra was there, you know?
Exactly, in every game. And like in Super Saturday was indeed Super Saturday because a
Yeah.
lot of times you get to Super Saturday and the result is not after the first game.
Yeah,
And like,
it
yeah.
hasn't been since 2015 when Ireland won because France were mental, and
Oh yeah,
France didn't have a mental game.
I
That
remember
you
watching
know
that
that
game
we
and screaming at the screen, going, "Why are you running it, France?
yeah
Why are you running it? Just kick it out! Just kick it out! Why are you running it? Just kick
yeah.
it out!" You know?
So it hasn't been since then that
No, no,
the final day of the tournament for me has had
yeah,
that real drama.
it's same here.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and I know people give out that why aren't all three games played at the same time? Like that's why, you
That's
know,
why.
there's drama in having them like
Exactly.
one
No,
after
no.
the other.
I think it'd be criminal if they all played at the same time. That'd be insane. That'd be so
So
stupid.
that is Six Nations 2026 wrapped
Woohoo.
up with a bit
The
of a
greatest
bow.
ever.
Greatest
Absolutely.
ever Six Nations.
Greatest
And
ever. Roll on
next week
2027.
we are back into the URC, the greatest club competition
Tissue.
in the
Absolutely.
world.
Absolutely.
I love the URC. I'm not even joking.
I do.
It's
It's very good this year because you look at the top eight how tight it is,
yeah,
you know, and now Connacht now you're just outside the top eight, but forgive me though, Pádraig, because with the Challenge Cup, Ulster or Munster I think are going to win that, which means then it'll be only top seven that we're going to get through because Ulster and Munster probably qualify in the top eight anyway. They'll probably
yeah.
come, you know. So am I right in saying that if I think the way it's going to go, you need to be top seven to get into the Champions Cup next year?
Well, I think we
Yeah.
come top eight and we win the league through the knockouts, and that'll be fine.
But then there you go. Well, then
Yeah,
that's fine. I mean,
done,
that could happen. You know, you
done.
get momentum. I mean, when we won in 2023, no one gave us a chance. We
That's
went, and
so
you know what
you know
happened.
there are many ways to skin a cat.
There is
It's the race of 50 points, not even top eight. It's the race of 50
the
points. Me and
50
Will
points.
spoke about this before. You know,
Uh,
Connacht are on 30.
30.
You know, they need
Yeah,
20 points from their last cup. I want to say having this five
but
rounds.
it's 5 rounds. I think you're playing us.
Yeah, so we have a hard
Right.
run, but next
Yeah.
week it's up to Belfast to play against Ulster.
Yeah.
Those two teams are interesting. It looks like the internationals are back and available for selection from
It
listening
seems to
to
be,
stuff
doesn't it?
this.
They're not,
Yeah.
yeah, they're straight back in, you know.
Well, it's all
Uh,
rugby now till the end of the season. There's no
it
breaks, and you
is.
know
It is.
that's it. We're all go until the end of the season.
We are.
Munster are heading to the Bulls in South Africa.
Yes.
Is
Yeah, the doubt.
this is going to be a rough tour because I don't see the international being released straight away to hop on a plane to South Africa.
No, I don't think so. No, I agree with you. I think like Jack will definitely be given time off.
So
The Bulls going down to South Africa this late. I never like it.
no,
You
so
know, I
is
prefer to
the
get
Bulls
that done at the
first?
beginning
The
of the
Bulls
season.
first? No, it's Sharks first and then the Bulls.
Sure, it's okay.
So
Still, I know like the South Africa teams, you know, they're all over the place in terms of position, but going down there is never fun. You know,
no, it's not.
you know, it's
It's
just not.
and then Leinster in your eyes are
Yeah,
in the and a game I think we're going to see a lot of this year. Leinster are away
yeah.
to Glasgow. That'll be
Glasgow, yeah,
a
that'll be that's
that's
a
a
tasty.
tough game.
That is a tough game. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, I
Yeah, because going to Glasgow is tough any time of the year.
any
You
time of
know,
the year,
they've turned
and
they've
they're
turned into a bit of a fortress.
that's it. At the top four are so tight. It's such a tight league. Like 15
It's brilliant
points,
though. It's yeah.
15 points separates first and ninth. You know,
There you go. There
and
you go. It's nothing.
it's three results. Don't get me wrong. I don't. I see that top eight being the top eight. Maybe one of Connacht or Ospreys sneaking up, but
I think Connacht will sneak in. I think Lancaster, everyone's bought in now, and you're starting to get results. You know, I think it was a
3
big
wins
win.
on the trot now. It's the first time in like
Two,
two
three
or
was
3 years that that's happened.
2 or 3
So
years. Like I don't know, was really paying attention to the URC this week, but it was two big wins for both Ulster and mainly Connacht with all of the players that are out. Like and momentum. It's a cliche, but it's once it starts, it's very hard to stop when you're
yeah,
winning, losing, or drawing.
winning's a nice habit, I have to
Winning
say.
is a great habit to have. You know, so
Okay.
I think Connacht will get in. To be honest with you, I think as well.
So I think that is us for this week.
Yes,
Thank you everyone for listening. We will be
absolutely.
back next week to talk about all things URC. If there's anything you want us to talk about or you want our opinion on something, just let us know and get on touch. So until next week, goodbye and thank you all for listening.
Bye bye, everybody.